Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Gregory Martin, aka the Super Producer, and we're back with another review. But before we get into the review, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It keeps you notified whenever I post a new video, and it also helps out the channel with the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's just jump right into today's review. And today we are reviewing the Netflix original film, Fatal Affair. Fatal Affair stars the lovely and beautiful Nia Long and Omar Epps, two legends in the black cinema community. Nia Long has always played that girl next door type, playing really great supporting roles. And Omar Epps, he's been a staple in black cinema and in classic black cinema films. He's done Juice, The Wood, Love and Basketball, Higher Learning. So the title of the movie should explain to any viewer what the film is about, Fatal Affair. But to me, the title is a little bit misleading because there's not one affair in this entire movie. There's an almost affair, or what the kids like to call an entanglement, but there's not a full-blown, bed rocking, hot and steamy affair in this movie at all. Like nowhere near this movie. Like it was, they totally missed the mark on that. Like there's a scene where Nia Long's character and Omar Epps' character almost have a steamy moment in the nightclub or the lounge that they're in, but she pushed the kibosh on that really quickly. An affair never happens. It just turns into a stalker movie, really quickly, which is cool. But let's not call it, Fatal Affair. Let's call it what it was. Omar Epps plays a very stereotypical stalker / sociopath / dirty macker. I mean, the dirty macking in this film was of epic proportions. Like I've never seen dirty macking so blatant. Like even I was taken back. I was like, oh my god, like take it easy. Take it easy, guy. And even though I was entertained, we've seen this character before. And Omar Epps' character and his performance didn't add anything to the stalker trope. Everything was very by the numbers. Even the direction of actually shooting his movements and actions were very by the numbers. It's like filming a Stalker 101. That's kind of what it felt like to me. Then again, I will say Omar Epps did a really great job of this portrayal because I've never seen him in this type of role. But so it was kind of cool to see him in not being I can't say that. He was still charming and very smooth as he typically is in all the films that he does. It was ratcheted up a notch and was very demented. It is very demented and used more so for its narcissistic personality disorder that he had. I like Omar Epps. I always get compared to him, not from an acting standpoint, but people always say that I resemble him or Tay Diggs. So I feel like there's always going to be a connection for me with Omar Epps for the rest of my life. For better or for worse. Like I mentioned before, also Nia Long is in this movie. She plays a successful lawyer who is not necessarily happily married. Well, especially in the beginning of the film, her marriage is a little bit on the rocks. In steps Omar Epps' character. He went to school with her. He's always had a crush on her, but she didn't know he had a crush on her. So when we first see them together, we think that their first encounter is very accidental. And then we come to find out that, it was very planned out by Omar Epps. Like he's been obsessed with Nia Long's character since college. So we know pretty on that he is kind of twisted in the head. We just don't know, what he's going to do to really infiltrate her life. If they're going to, officially hook up. Like I said earlier, it doesn't happen. And really to make a 90-minute film short, but he tries to infiltrate her life. She's not having it. He ends up falling off a cliff and dies. And the family lives happily ever after, like nothing ever happened. There's not much to write home. There's not a lot of suspense in this movie. Obviously what's going to happen. Who's the perpetrator. Who's trying to survive. I will say this is probably the first time that I've seen Nia Long in a leading lady role. Yeah, I can't think of a film that she was the she was the lead. She's always played a supporting character, so it was good to see her in the lead role versus, you know, just supporting a really good movie. However, in my opinion, I don't think Fatal Affair is going to live in the same lore as those other films. And God knows they tried. They brought these two legends who are, like I said before, they are staples in classic black cinema, but this film just doesn't do it. And I understand that those films were dramas, and this one is more of a thriller, but I think what drove me to see this film and what's driving a lot of the black community are those two people. And unfortunately, I think, like me, the black community is going to be a little bit disappointed in this film. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. Overall, I think it was a very entertaining movie. Like I said, it was a very entertaining 90 minutes. The direction was okay. The writing in the film at times was a little bit shaky, but I ultimately didn't have any issues with that. Other than that, I think the production was pretty solid. It was good to see these two legends back on the screen. Omar always stays busy. Nia Long, I haven't seen her in a lot of new stuff. The last film that I saw her in was The Banker, which starred Samuel Jackson and Anthony Mackie. She played a major supporting role, which I really liked her in. It was a departure from what I would typically see Nia Long in, so it was really good to see her still being very vibrant, very active at her more mature age. She's not the 20-year-old, 25-year-old Nia Long, and you know, I wouldn't expect that to be the case. You know, she's a mature woman. So I like to see that, you know, the roles that she's grown into in her career. I think overall, this is a really good win for Netflix. I was really happy to kind of feel that 90s nostalgia, seeing Nia Long and Omar Epps again. I really hope that Netflix kind of supports more of these types of films, even though, like I said, this is a flawed film. I do wish that we could bring that kind of sentiment back into cinema. I know I miss those types of films. I think this is a really good opportunity for Netflix. I know they're investing, I want to say $100 million into black stories and things like that. So I really hope that these stories are brought back, you know, like not just from my nostalgia factor, but I think these films do really well, and I think they're important stories to tell in the black community. So I'm really hoping that Netflix continues to do these types of films. I really enjoyed Sommelier. I really enjoyed A Day and a Night. Those films kind of had that feel, those types of edgy dramas that you know that was like kind of like they reigned supreme back in the 90s, especially in black cinema. So I really hope that, you know, this is just this year is just a launch board to seeing more of those stories going forward. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys on the next one.